are prospecting LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn too. LinkedIn, social media. I love social media. No numbers and social media.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Everything's recording now. Welcome to this Saturday morning onboarding call. And what do I mean by onboarding call? For those of you that never heard that word in our business, you probably heard it somewhere else. Is we go through the places where you can have the information to start your business. Just a short story, and every Saturday I say the same story. The reason we created this because when I started in this business years ago, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and it took me 6 months, probably even longer, before I started figuring it out. And the reason I finally found out what to do is because my upline, who didn't know anything about the business either, he was brand new like me, and his upline, he was an interesting guy that ended in jail. We didn't have support from somebody from jail. And what happened is he found a book that's I don't know how he found it, but a book, and he sent me a copy, and that we used that book to build our business. It's a network marketing book. I still have it, and it's interesting because it's outdated now, because this was written in the 80s. I started in the 90s, the business, but this was written in the 80s. But however, at the time was not as outdated because it was early 90s. And we used that book to build our business. And the first 6 months to even probably a year, we were a terrible failure. And then many things happened at the same time. I went to a Bob Proctor seminar. Of course, that opened my mindset. I got this book, I got excited. I got a training also by Anthony Robbins in a period of about 3 or 4 weeks, and my business exploded. I went to my first convention too, and that's when my business exploded, and I went from maybe a few $100s a month, to hitting over 4,000 a month. At the time, for me, was full time. And that's when I quit all my 3 jobs. And one by one, by the time I hit 1,000, I quit one, then like 2,000, I quit the other one. And then the last one, when I hit the 4,000, I make a copy of the check. I didn't like my boss, but was the one that was paying me the most. I make a photocopy of the check. I show it to him. I'm quitting because this. And I tried to sponsor him, and he said, "Oh, that thing don't work." It's interesting because the guy eventually got sick working with the chemicals that they were using for that job. But he never saw the business. He had invested. That was a franchise. He invested over $100,000 to have that franchise. But anyway, the rest of history, I don't even know where he is. For years, I follow up, but when the fund was disconnected or changed it. But anyway, and then we created this site because I want to make sure that when somebody comes from the streets and their upline disappear, go to jail or to another planet, who knows? You at least have the website where you can get all the information. And also, of course, we have the calls every Monday through Friday in the morning, because we want all the teams to participate too. In other words, not to feel alone like I did the first almost a year, actually. And actually, we never have, when I started, I never have the upline support, although my upline was learning at the same time. We were working by ourselves, build the business, etc. We went different ways. He became a $1 million income earner. I became $1 million income earner in these very businesses. And one day I'm going to post part of the interview that they had with him when he's telling the story of how he met me. That's very interesting. That he was interviewing a podcast like 4 months ago, and he sent me the link. And then the podcast, he said, "Yeah, my first person, George Ruiz, we didn't have a clue that he's from China. He didn't speak English or Spanish. English kind of, but very bad. And my English at the time was terrible." And he tells the whole story. It's very funny how we learn. And he's very, very funny. He lives in Hawaii today. But anyway, okay, let me share my screen, because this is something that I'm very, very excited that we created. And actually, originally, we hired somebody to do this site. And that person actually set up the site. We were very excited, etc. But then one day, she suddenly decided, I don't want to do this anymore. Although we have most of the outline done, we didn't have many of the links. And I have to say, Adrian took over, Make It Nicer. She's really good. She's very artistic. But Make It Nicer, and that's the way that this site, the way that looks today, come from there. We work on the links, etc., together, but now we have something that is a whole training in network marketing. We are going to be updating a lot of things after convention because we know a lot of things convention. We will going to start to do now some of them, but because we don't know exactly some of the announcements, we decided to stop. But after convention, we're going to start doing some ideas to make it even nicer. But anyway, this is the side that a person say, okay, I cannot find my upline, or I want to find more information because all the information that we need is somewhere in our back office or in our app, but sometimes it's hard to find. And that's why another reason we had this as a place where you can find everything. Here's the ourlegacymakers.com. You come in here and you see the first thing that you say, welcome. Now, welcome has a letter that I recommend that you print out for yourself and also save it in your computer because you want to send this welcome letter to your team. This is not the letter or the welcome that you receive from Tree. This is from us, and it has different links at the different places that you have to go in first, and actually go to kind of some of the things that you see on the first page of this website too. But this is important that you get it yourself, you familiarize with this letter, and then you send it to people right away as soon as they sign up. Many people forget about that, but it's so important. The second part, to make sure that people are in the smart chip. Now, when you click in here, it tells you how it works, the smart chip, why it's so important, etc. And I'm not going to go much into details, but what I'm going to tell you is that smart chip is very important. It's because when we are in the smart chip, we never forget to use the product. Second, on the pay plan, this is a pay plan very unique. You never lose your volume, except if you become inactive. How do you become inactive? If you don't order. If you're ordering the products for your own use, then make sure you stay active. Every month, you at least are ordering 60 points in product. You never lose your volume. And this is very unique compared with many other companies. Most of the network marketing companies, at the end of the month, whatever volume you didn't use because you didn't qualify goes to zero, and you start the next month from zero. We're going to go in the pay plan in a second, in 25 minutes. I'm talking more about that. The Tree app, make sure you download the Tree app. It's really cool, very powerful. Doesn't matter if you have an Android or an iPhone. There are going to be several updates they are going to be done this convention. Some of them are going to be announced to be used right away. Some of them are going to be announced what is going to happen in the following 90 days after the convention. But make sure you download your app. You also join our chat community. That's where we have a lot of the links about the different calls that we have, etc. And you can have it on your iPhone or your Android, or you can go to the site. Here, when you click there, it tells you how to join. You can do it through your phone by putting your camera here on the QR code. You can go through the internet where it says the link. But if you want to know how to do it, click here in the tutorial. And Tasha Nunez, who is our hold on a second. Yeah, hold on a second. Anyway, yeah, I can see it for a second. I thought you can see it. It's our assistant. She goes, it's only 2-minute video, and you see a little tutorial about Shout. Really cool, really powerful tool. Okay, let me go back to the first page again. Now, then we have an back office tour. What is back office tour? It's just go through your back office and then setting up the Tree wallet. The Tree wallet is where you get paid, how you set up the Tree wallet. Then we have the next one, the product education. This is not something that you have to learn and have a test, and at the end you have to know every ingredient. This is for your own information, and also in the app, a lot of this information is there. When you are sharing with somebody that wants a lot of information, you can share this page because it has tons of information. By the way, we have great information on the product in many places, but this is one of them, this page. And then talk about what is the PDR, what is so important, the press release about the PDR, the extortion, interviews with the doctors, a link to the Wellness Wednesday, where a health professional always interviewed by some of the leaders in our team, in our company, a video talking about the medicine of research plant that we have in Thailand, Every product has a video, not only a video, but you click here, it's the viral fact sheet. When somebody says, well, can you send me something with ingredients? And you can send this as a copy. You can send a copy of this, or you can send the whole page. But also for people who are very into science, oh, I want to see a clinical dossier. Of course, this is not easy to read for the person that are not in science, involved heavily in science like me. But anyway, here is the different ingredients there are, what is the results on different studies at different places around the world. But very interesting. By the way, it tells you how to find out this one. This is U.S. government. I mean, but anyway, a lot of them is actually directly to a U.S. government studies. It's funny because people say, well, they have all these studies. Why do we don't know? But you have the links there. By the way, did I tell you to read this? No. I start reading and then I say, okay, this is not my language. I know that the products work. That's why I'm excited. I know that the product has an absorption study that's the best absorption, works at our DNA level. That's what I want to know. How exactly? Gee, I'm never going to learn this. Look how much information. And this is only in the Vitalite on one product. But it's cool for people that said, oh, do we have anything about our product? Of course we have it. They're not going to read it. They're going to watch probably the video, maybe print the viral fact sheet. But anyway, we have also additional sources, manufacturing certification. I'm telling you all this because for those of you that have used health products in the past, 99% of the people that use nutritional products, including me, don't have all this information. I don't want to say 100% because they're always exception, but they don't have this kind of information. This gives credibility, especially the PDR. I'm going to go back to the top. Here, the PDR. Very important. This is not training on the products, but I can give you an overview on where to find the information. Okay. Then there's the business training. This is actually where you work with your upline. If you don't have an upline or with your team leader, make sure there are 5 steps that we use in the business. Actually, there are 4. The 5th step is the onboarding that we do in the morning, and you can do it with your upline or with a team member. But the step 1 is make your list. Simple. The step 2, connecting. The step 3, presenting, and the 4, follow-up. You do all this and work with a team member. Sometimes people come in the business that we sponsor and they say, I talk to everybody, and we have not been in one call with them. That means that they are not following the steps. You want to connect, although we have scripts and everything here, you make sure that you are doing at least the first 7 to 10 presentations and connections with the person that brought you into the business. Because the fastest way to grow is not by doing it by yourself, but doing it with a team member. With an upline, a person that is already in the business or has been in the business for a while. And if the person has not been in the business for a while, you look for the upline that can work with you on this. But here, the cool thing about this, it has links. Okay, and say, okay, well, let's start with the list. The first thing. Oops. Why it went all the way down? That's weird. See. Oh, now it went. Okay, the list. And you write the names of the people that you know, and then here this was a memory jogger. The memory jogger help you to remember people. First, your relatives, of course, families, friends, etc. But who do you know? The ambition, entrepreneurial champions, all this information that help you to write down names. I used to use the phone book when I started, but I think phone books are out of the question. I don't think anybody has a phone book anymore. The second part, connecting, is cool because it has, again, the links and it has scripts, talking points, etc. But it's important that you go with the person that invites you through these steps. But anyway, the step 3, how you are presenting, booking your personal Zoom, links to online presentations. And all these are live links, as you see here. And then, by the way, this is our calendar that you're going to see several ways to get there, where you see all the presentations that happen during the week, training presentations and business presentations and product presentations. And then the step 4, follow-up. There is a follow-up guide, but here, this is very important. You never follow up by yourself, especially in the first 7 to 10 connections. You can do it by yourself later if you want to, But follow-up is so important when you do it with another team member, because people want to know, they may know you, they may trust you, but they are not sure that you are a genius in the business if you are still are not successful. But you bring a mentor, your upline, is somebody that's going to do those follow-up with you. Although we have different scripts here, in case you don't have your mentor. And then here, the onboarding. The onboarding is basically this. You had the enrollment form, you had the welcome letter that we already saw, onboarding video that's similar to what we are talking about, and the team calendar, that's what I showed you before. We have links to many things in different places, and that way you don't lose. But this is the basic. This is the basic that you're going to do with the person. Now, this is what all you have to know about onboarding. But however, there are many links up here. What is that? Are these links? Well, business resources. These are like shortcut to some of the things that we will talk. But the first one is launching your business. And then you go to a page. Let me show you what page is. Ta-da! The same one that we have before. You want to know how to launch your business really quick before you go through looking at the products, etc. Follow this. You see the same thing that we have in the first page. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, tools for presenting. Ta-da! And then when you go here, you have the live presentations. You have pre-recorded presentation links, etc. And of course, your app, make sure you have. We are going to redo this because there's a great idea that I had, but again, I wish we could do it now because I was going to start doing it, but if there are some things that are new that I know they are going to do new at convention, I have to redo it again. It's why we are going to wait on convention. But anyway, then let me go back up here. How to take orders. You say, I need a form. Click here. You download the form. There he is. And then you take the order. And let me tell you how we use it, although you probably heard before. If for some reason you are signing up somebody on your own, because you can do it on your own, obviously, but it's better the first 10, up to 5 to 10, 7 to 10, let's do it with your people, your upline. This person, your upline is going to take the information. We are not going to go right into the site and do it through the internet with them. And let me tell you why. Many times happen that the internet goes down on their side or on our side, and then to try to do it again, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. I prefer to get all the information, and then I show them how I enter it. But I take the information before. And if you enter, you can enter it before actually you show to that person how to enter, but you have to teach that person how to do it, how to enter in the back office. But it's important that you do it first with your upline. Tracking forms. This is so darn important. How many of you have been in any job or any business that you need to have tracking forms or forms because anything? You don't have to say anything, but I bet all of you. The first one is the name list, and the name list is you already saw it, okay? The names. As you see, we have access. The other one, the daily practice. This is the DMO. 3 things: connecting, presenting, and follow-up, as you see there. Okay, you are making the list first. Remember making the list first, and then connecting, presenting, and follow-up, and then onboarding. Well, here, this is the part that you do every day, because you don't onboard every week or every day, but you do this connecting, presenting, and follow-up, and you have the list always up, updating it. Now, the next one is very important. I say we feel this one, depending on how much action we're putting that week or that month. This could be for the month or for the week. You write the names of 30 people that you're going to connect. 15 of people. Our goal is that from those 30 that you connect, 15 are going to look at the presentation, our videos, etc. And when that happens, when 15 people look at the information from the beginning to the end, the rule of thumb is that 5 of them are going to come in. Now, sometimes at the beginning, when we are starting, our numbers are not as good. And from 30 people, maybe only 10 look at the presentation. And from those 10, probably only 1 or 2 or 3 sign up. But it's activity that we are doing. And the more we do it, the better those numbers become. And I was saying that you use this a month, but the idea is to get to the point that every week you are doing this. Guess what? By doing this consistently in less than a year, unless you don't want to do that, in most cases, you can quit your job if that's what you want, or replace your income, or even double or triple your income, depending what you have. But this is a very important form. When people come to me and say the business is not doing what I wanted to do, I ask for this form because I want to see the activity. And it's not because we are the boss or anything like that. It's because we have to make sure we are responsible for what we are doing. And this is a great form to do that, to keep track of that. And the other forms, and I'm not going to go in detail, is for example, well, the fast track with business packs and show you, and this we are going to be updating it too, although the way that it works, how much money you can make by doing the packs. We have already a form that is going to be uploaded, but we are, again, because some new things that are coming up, we decide to wait until after convention. The wiki planning form, these are actually, let me go there. It's very simple. Oh, I forgot that this one goes straight to the download. Let me open download the, okay. Okay, this is, it's like your planner, what you're doing every day, the people that you're connecting, etc. And then you keep track the activity that you're doing every day. Now, I don't say you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you don't stop doing the business until 7 o'clock at night. No, this is for you. You choose the hours, the times that you're connecting with people, and make sure you keep track. This is a second form that I like to see when I'm talking to somebody when we are planning their business. Very cool. You can download it. Let me close it. It's not closing. Okay, well, doesn't matter. All right. Let me go back to the page. Okay, product training. I don't have to enter that because it's the same page that you saw before about the products. It's like I said, many of the things we have access to different places. This goes through the products, etc. It's the same link, the same page that you saw before. Custom invites. Oh no, let's go up. Team presentation slides. You click, when you click on the team presentation slide, you download them, and I keep downloading them anyway. But anyway, this is the presentation. We did an update a couple of weeks ago. We are going to have another update for convention, obviously. But these are presentations that you download on your computer, you print it out. You can make it into a presentation book, etc., because you can print it out. And when I mean presentation book, that you buy those books that have clear or transparent or clear pages where you can put it pages. It's really cool. I prefer to use my iPad, but whatever you want to do. Health professional slide deck is the same thing, but for health professionals, and I'm not going to click there because it's going to download it, but I'm going to tell you. Basically, it's when you are doing presentation to health professionals, like naturopathic doctors, chiropractors, MDs, nurses, etc. And this is when you are specific talking to an office that's going to have the products. I talk to a lot of people that are in the health profession, and I go just with the business presentation because I'm looking for business leaders. If they want to carry in the office, that's different. This is something that you present usually to the doctor and their team. A script for success, we already saw on the 5 steps that you have scripts, but here you go straight to the scripts. And there are tons of scripts. You can play with those. We are making some cool changes here, but we have even from health professionals, patient, client, health professional script. That's so cool. I say, so cool. I like that we have so many scripts. Although there's something that we keep updating. Let me keep going. Here's the pay plan. You want to know more pay plan, you click here. These are the checklist, and this is not yet, but some of those are going to be part, some of the forms that you already saw. Social media 10-day link, you go here and make sure you print it out. This is actually going to have several links in the future. This is going to be actually tied up to the presentation that was done on the same thing that is on our channel. But anyway, when I'm in the channel, the YouTube channel that we have, these are the training recordings, and it's going to send you to Shout. That's where the training. But we have the trainer recordings also in our site. This is something that we had to fix. We had to have the link also to our channel, TV channel, I call it. Quick links are just quick links to the company and the different calls that go around the company. And you see the asset library. The asset library is so cool. If you are in social media and you want to take pictures or have pictures on, let's suppose, an Instagram, etc. Let me show you what it is. That's cool. You see, for example, Purify. I say, oh, I want to post something about Purify. And there are tons of pictures here that you can use in your social media. This is really cool. Some of them are videos. This is one example. It's cool. They are just music, but they are cool. I love this social media, and the link is here, as you see. Okay, explore Dr. Dan. This is a YouTube channel that I was talking about. A YouTube channel, I love it. Maybe because I love videos and I love movies, and I always. Okay, let me share to you. This is our channel. And when you go there, they have all the mastermind morning calls that we have with who spoke, etc. As you see, we have different trainers. Business presentation, this is a presentation that you can share, although you can use your app for that. The app is better. We have training on how to use the app. Compensation plan, health professionals. These are interviews mostly with Dr. Dan. These are amazing, especially the last two. We have more than that, but I decided to leave these two because they're amazing. One of them is a whole presentation by him. The second one is an interview. The interview is really good. Social media, how to use social media for the business. Spanish, if you want to do a presentation in Spanish. And then we have Power of Network Marketing. This is a generic, although we have there Les Brown, Christine Peterson, and Samson Lee. This is an amazing thing. We have it in 2 parts and trainings, etc. Also, how to set up a mindset of $100,000 with the plan by Mark Janelle. He was one of my first mentors. Bob Proctor, like I said, one of my first mentors too. And we are going to be uploading more videos here. I have like 5 videos that I want to upload, but I'm waiting because we are going to set up a new way of this channel anyway. But this is really, really cool. And it's not really cool because we did it, because I love it. Landing page. Oh, well, training recordings, social media, quick links. I already show you. Custom invite. You have Canva. You can click here, and then this is the one that invitation that you can download into your Canva if you want to do custom invitations, etc. You don't have to use those, but that's for people that use Canva. There are a lot of people. Landing page is a presentation that I've been updating, and it's just treelaunch.com. People goes here, and it's a presentation. It's more like a sales page. Talks the first time an introduction. The second time there is a business introduction. The third on video. The third part is the products. It's similar to the one where we had information. We don't have as much information, but we have enough for people that you see. We had the PDF file. We had the glossiers. We have extra links. We have the skincare system, and then we had the pay plan. All this is going to be updated after convention, although I did some updates because the new things are coming. New things are coming. That's exciting. Okay, our workbook is a book created by King Wee, and you can go there. It's a place where you write your names and set up your goals, etc. Okay, let me get out.